welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, where we will be reacting to Barca's victory, slender victory, over Barbastro, the 4th division team, as we still manage to concede 2 goals. We're going to be having a bit of a general chat in today's video about the situation of the team right now, and it's going to be in quite a relaxed, conversational style. All we're going to be doing today is just talking it out. What is happening right now? What is going on at the club? And we're also going to be talking about Messinho, the talented young Brazilian, but there's plenty of debate about Barca's pursuit of him. It is all coming your way. Let's talk things out. Let's do it. Because, okay guys, in today's video, it's not all going to be bad. It's not a completely negative video, but I want to start actually with one of the worst things that you will hear and see today. It's Josep Maria Bartomeu. And I want to say, what on earth was he doing inside of the stadium yesterday? He was in attendance there, watching us. He should be nowhere near Barca. Even seeing him inside the stadium, I couldn't relax after that. Seeing his face, looking down on the team, I don't want that. None of us want that there. Bartomeu should not be within 100 miles of this club. And really, guys, that brought back certain flashbacks. That brought back really horrible memories, and I was not expecting that when I was tuning in to watch the game yesterday. But okay, let's move on to the performance. So like I say, it's not all bad, because I want to start by talking here about Fermin Lopez, because I think, again, he looks good in that position. That's the one thing that I felt about Fermin Lopez ever since he came through there, the youth system at Barca, and his emergence here in the first team. The thing that really strikes me is that he's a different kind of youth prospect, because a lot of the players that we see coming through La Masia, of course they're fantastic, especially when it comes to midfield players there. We create some absolutely technically brilliant players, but with Fermin Lopez, he's got technical quality, but he's different. He is somebody actually who can make a run, who can time things very well. We saw it again in yesterday's game. He makes those late runs into the box and he can finish. He is actually a midfield player there that can score goals, that can chip in, that can help out with our goal output. And we need that right now. We are in desperate need of players who can actually score. Because how many players could you look at in a Barcelona team right now and you could say, okay, I count on him to score. I am comfortable, I'm confident here in him scoring. There's not actually that many natural goal scorers that we have in this squad, and I think we can get so much more out of Fermin Lopez here. In that advanced role, pushing on there just behind the forward line, we can do so much more with him, and I want to see him more, and I want to see more faith put in him, especially with the absences that we've had this season in midfield. We've been without Pedri for long spells. We're going to be without Xavi, of course, for such a long time. So let's put real faith in Fermin Lopez here and let's extract everything out of him, because for me, he's a top talent and somebody that can really help us. But I think that actually illustrates the point even more, guys. What we were talking about yesterday about Btoo. We spoke there about the fact that Xavi didn't feel as though he should call him up for this Copa del Rey game, didn't feel as though it was important enough that he should go and play there with the juvenile A team at Barca, and Btoo went on to score a hat-trick in that game. But again, I'm just thinking here, we lack those natural scorers, and Btoo, he gets goals. It doesn't matter there whether he's playing with Barca under 19s, whether he's lower down, whether he's higher up. You know, we've seen him at first team level. He has a knack of scoring. We saw him score very, very quickly against Athletic Club. We saw him come on and score against Antwerp with very, very minimal chances, and he scored as well in the friendly match against Club America. And I just think, again, when you got these players in and around your team that have that ability, that have that natural goal scoring ability, try and use them. And I think we should be tapping into that much more here, even with the arrival of Vitor Roque, because you look at Roque right now, it's not easy to score, is it? You know, in his first 2 games, he's had chances against Las Palmas, didn't quite come off for him. He had chances last night against Barbastro, again, not quite getting that first goal. Now, look, we shouldn't panic, guys, and I really think here, we're all excited about Roque, we're all really hopeful there about his talent. Let's not pile on him now after 2 games. Yes, he could have scored, but he hasn't done. Let's give the boy time here. Let's give him opportunities in the team. Let's give him a start or 2 before we start to think more about what we're seeing from him right there, because I've got no doubt at all, once he gets that first goal, just to calm him down, just to settle those nerves, everything will improve once he gets that first goal, and it will come, because already he's taking up good positions, and that's a really, really important thing for any striker. But I thought, again, it was interesting what we saw yesterday. It was of no surprise to me that, yeah, Xavi's putting him out on the left-hand side, side. He is again trying to accommodate Robert Lewandowski. There was no real need to bring Lewandowski on in yesterday's game, but we did it anyway. We played him as the 9. Roque then had to play off to the left-hand side, and as soon as Roque came in, and as soon as you heard what Xavi was saying there, that he can play right the way across the front line, you knew this is a possibility. And I just hope here that, yeah, we can use him now and then over on the left if we need to, if it suits the game, if we want to play him with Lewandowski, but it shouldn't be happening all the time. Let's not try and turn him here into a left winger. He's a centre forward. He is somebody there who wants to be in the box. He wants to be in similar situations and positions as Lewandowski, so we have to play him there. If we want to get the best out of him, if we want to see the talent that we saw in Brazil, it is as a number 9, and that should not change. But okay guys, let's move on now to talk about the performance against 4th Division Barbastro last night. Let's start actually with the lineup, because I have to say, it wasn't again a surprise. We knew that Xavi was going to go strong. We could see that from the squad list that he selected, but still guys, it doesn't make it any more unbelievable the strength of the team that we played. That there must be one of the strongest Barca lineups I have ever seen at this stage of the Copa del Rey. Against a 4th Division team, we lined up there pretty much with one of our strongest lineups. There was one youth player used in the entire game, not even coming off the bench there. Hector Fort was the only one that played, and I've got to say, considering he was the only one, I thought he played very, very well. He took his chance. I thought he gave a good account of himself there, a really good assist that he put in for Raphinha's goal, and of course he was playing at left back. That's not even really his position. He's much more suited there over on the right-hand side, but I thought he did really well at left back. But look at the strength of that team, and yet, what on earth did we achieve? We scraped through this game against a 4th Division team. Now, okay, guys, I know the pitch last night, it was awful. It was absolutely dreadful. As soon as I saw that before the game, I was dreading it because I was thinking injuries. We've got a big problem here playing on this pitch, and that was also why I was so surprised that we used so many of our key players in this game, that we risked them for this kind of match on that pitch. And I was even more surprised when coming off the bench again, it seemed unnecessary to bring on Inigo Martinez. He's only just coming back from injury. This was his first game back. We throw him on there in the second half. He's now injured again, and he is apparently going to be out for 4 to 5 weeks with this new problem. So already there, we've got a casualty. That's hurt us. That's the decision that didn't really need to be made, and we've suffered now as a result of that. And look, guys, the bottom line here is, no matter how bad the pitch was, scoring goals may be a problem, but we scored 3. The problem again is, even on that bad pitch, we managed to concede 2. The 4th Division team managed to score twice against Barca. How on earth can that happen? How can we let that happen? How can this defence have gone from last season being so strong, being the backbone of our team, being the foundation to our whole approach? And yet here we are, similar players, pretty much the same group here, there or thereabouts. And this is night and day. It doesn't even look like the same defensive unit, because that means there that it's now 2 goals conceded against 4th Division Barbastro, 1 against Las Palmas, 2 against bottom of the league Almeria, 1 against Valencia, 3 conceded against Royal Antwerp, and of course the 4 goals that we conceded against Girona. And it's just staggering to me, guys, that even last night against a 4th Division team, not to repeat myself here, but it is crazy, a 4th Division team, even then, we couldn't win by 2. We've been trying for weeks, game and game and game and game, trying to win by a 2-goal margin. We thought maybe last night, surely that's the time that you do it. We couldn't even do it then. And what that means is that since the 19th of September, months ago, ages ago, against Antwerp, Barca have failed to win by 2+ goals. That is 20 consecutive official games there without a win by a 2-goal margin, and that is the first time that's happened in this club's 125-year history. So we are making unwanted history here. We are writing unwanted records. And this is not Barca. It doesn't matter whether it's a Copa del Rey game, whether it's the Super Cup, whether it's the League, whether it's the Champions League. We have failed to win games comfortably for such a long time now. For the majority of this season, it's been 1-goal wins, it's been draws, it's been losses. We have not looked convincing at any point. And this just can't go on game and game and game. Like I say, we're hoping, we're wishing, we are praying that we do something. But it's just not happening right now, and it continues to happen, and not much changes. What has to give? And I think that kind of brings us on here to Messinho and the whole debate that's going on around this young Brazilian talent right now, because as we've spoken about on the channel, he's 16 years old, he's a right winger, plays for Palmeiras right now, he has a €60 million release clause, and Barca have made the decision to go for him. We want to sign Messinho. We are desperate here to bring him in, not this season, not this year, but in 2025. We are looking to pay close to that full release clause. And the big question is that what we need right now? Is that the direction? Is that what Barca is crying out for? Because on the one hand, on the one side, people would say, we already have Lamine Yamal on the right. So should we be going out there buying another young talent for what is, for this club, massive money, absolutely huge money there for a 16-year-old talent? Because there are people that would say we have a much bigger gap, a much bigger hole out on the left-hand side. We need a left winger much more than we need a right winger right now. But there's also the other side as well, because Barca right now, for me, are crying out for star quality, for something special in this team. And admittedly, you couldn't bring in somebody like Messinho and again expect him to immediately become a superstar in the game. But what if he is the next big thing? In Brazil, he is so highly regarded, he is dubbed as the next big player that is going to come over to Europe and really set the world alight. And do we need that right now? Is that something that when you look at a Barcelona team, where is that magic coming from? Where are the players that we've seen over many years at this club? The dazzling forwards. Players there that on their own, with the quality they have, single-handedly put fear in defences. Where are those players at Barca? Because we have some very good players. We have some very talented players. We have players that can go on in years to come, of course, and grow into absolute world-class players. But I do think we miss the flair. I do think we miss players there who can make things happen on their own, who can decide a game, who can be the decisive factor in the final third. Now look, I don't know if that's going to be Messinho, because what this would be for Barca is a big gamble. There's no other way about that. Messinho could either be world-beating or he could be a massive waste of money. We don't know that right now, and that is why, for this amount, at this young age, it's a massive gamble. But the point that I'm trying to make is, are we at the point right now where we kind of need to do something? Because Barca right now, for me, they are stagnant, they are looking without life, they are looking really without much of a direction, and we're just coasting our way through. We're unrecognisable from the Barca of old. We're not providing that level of excitement anymore, and we need to. We need to find a way to bring that back, and is that with players like Messinho? Players there that maybe are a risk, are a gamble, but is that the way for Barca to find a way back, to bring the spark back to this club? That's what I want to know from you guys in the comments down below. I'm really interested to know your take on that. Which side you fall on in the Messinho debate? Are you for him? Are you against him? What do Barca need right now, ultimately, to bring back some excitement in this team? So let me know, guys, in the comments down below, all of your thoughts here today. Let me know as well if you enjoyed this type of video, this type of conversation, a bit more laid back. But I just think honesty at times, especially right now, we need to be honest. We need to be talking it out here, the brutal truth about what we're seeing with this team. And I will see you soon with more videos coming up indeed. Thank you for your fantastic support. But until next time, as always, Visca, El Barça.